Next, I'm going to call our national president up, Pat Allen. Pat is from our Oregon State chapter and flew out from Portland, Oregon today specifically for this event. He's had the opportunity of coming and joining us for the Lambda alumni reunion last year, and I can tell you that he's been waiting anxiously for this chartering to occur at this campus, especially as he is going to be going out of office at the end of the summer, and he wanted to make sure that Lambda was chartered before he left. So, welcome back.
Thank you very much. That's Jeremy's polite way of saying I was calling him about every Friday saying, are we going to charter? Are we going to charter? Are we going to charter? Do they have 20 yet? Do they have 20 yet? And he got a little tired of me, I think. First, to set your minds at ease, I know your program says that I will be delivering a keynote address, and with political conventions coming, I know that may terrify some of you that I'm going to stand up here and give a keynote address. I want to set your minds at ease. I have just a couple of brief comments because I know that I stand between you and the return of the charter to Lambda chapter. So that's the business I want to get to, and I know it's the business that you want to get to. First of all, I am delighted to be here. This is by my count, this is the 7th chartering since I've been national president. And tonight we're gonna head back to Kansas City so that first thing in the morning we can get on a plane and fly to Erie, Pennsylvania to do another chartering tomorrow night. It'll be the first opportunity that I've had to do 2 charterings in one weekend, and I think not since the days, in fact, of Lou Bacon have we been able to charter at that kind of a pace. And so I'm delighted to be able to be here and for you to be a part of what I think is a historic weekend for Alpha Kappa Lambda. When I think about Lambda chapter, you know, it's easy to think of Alpha chapter at Berkeley as the mother chapter of the fraternity. When I think about Lambda chapter here at Emporia, I think of it as the home and indeed one of our major reservoirs of loyalty in the fraternity. I really remember the day that I took over as secretary of my own chapter at Oregon State and got the big box that you get when you're the secretary when you take office. And started rifling through papers, and one of the first things I came across were the original minutes from the meeting that Lou Bacon called to order, organizing the colony at Oregon State. Lou Bacon's contribution to the fraternity was monumental. And as was mentioned, his wife Jean is here tonight. Jean, would you please stand up and be recognized? Now, I talked about Lambda being the home of loyalty. I, about a week ago, got an email from a guy whose name you may almost, but not quite recognize, a guy named Ron Stunsner. He is an engineer on the southern coast in Oregon, and is an alumni of the chapter at Oregon State, and it got word that we were beginning the process of trying to recolonize Oregon State, and offered his help. And in this email, he mentioned that he had gotten a scholarship from Lou Bacon, and that his dad, whose name I'm sure some of you absolutely recognize, Paul Stunsner, was the faculty advisor for the group here at Emporia. And I had not known until then that someone directly from Emporia was involved in the founding of my chapter. And so I'm just very happy to be able to come back here this weekend and return the favor, if you will, for Oregon State to continue to have a connection here at Emporia. And the other comment I'd like to make is to really reflect on the alumni base that you are starting with. When we look across the country at our chapters, you can see chapters that are doing really well. You can see chapters that are struggling. Some chapters that struggle now aren't here the next year. Uniformly, the chapters that do well and succeed in Alpha Kappa Lambda are the ones that have dedicated alumni. And the alumni that you have here are a level of dedicated and loyal and successful that's difficult to find a comparison anywhere else in our Alpha Kappa Lambda family. I'd like those alumni to stand, please, the alumni of Lambda chapter who are here tonight. And while they stand, I'd like you to reflect. I think about these as a group of successful people. People that I hope you'll emulate as you live out your lives in AKL. I'd like you to reflect as you look on them on the words about success of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, he defined success. He said, to laugh often and love much, to win the respect of intelligent persons and the affection of children, to earn the approbation of honest citizens and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to give of oneself, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to have played and laughed with enthusiasm and sung with exultation, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Gentlemen, this is a group of successful Alpha Kappa Lambda alumni. Please join me in recognizing them. And now the time has come to pass the torch of loyalty, the membership as a full chapter in Alpha Kappa Lambda to you, the undergraduates here at Emporia State. Jeremy has, I believe, the document to reinstate the charter.